I am Janice. I am actually fifth generation pulmonary hypertension hereditary. My great-grandmother, my grandfather, my aunt, and my mom all had it before I was diagnosed in 2012. Back then, 1957, 1958, 1985, they had no medication. Unfortunately, my aunt had to go through the double lung and heart transplant. In 2012, I was diagnosed, and I ended up going on oral medication for that. Then in 2014, there was another study that had come out, and it was an oral medication, and they had asked if I wanted to partake in the drug study for that to go and see if it would help to improve quality of life. So I actually did go on that study as well. Well, there's a lot of pros and cons whenever it comes to dealing with setting yourself up for becoming a trial patient. You have to weigh the pros and cons heavily because some patients are sicker than others, and some of their condition is worse than what others are. With mine, I really didn't have all of the same aspects of other patients where they had a lot of swelling or they have another illness. I have no other illness besides pulmonary hypertension. Going and looking at a trial, I thought that was the easiest way for me to go and say yes, to go and get more things done because I didn't have anything else hindering my condition. Of course, I was going to go and say, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm gung-ho because if it's going to work for me, it could possibly work for somebody else if they're even worse than what I am. It's eye-opening because way back then, like I said, there was no medication. So to go from 0 medication to 1 medication, not a 14, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. It makes you feel that even though you're sick, you're still able to accomplish something that's viable for others that are going through what you're going through. And if it weren't for people going through all the trials and willing to use their body for science, we wouldn't have all the medications out there that we have today. To sit there and say no is sort of like telling the whole world, no, I'm not willing to go and help you with a cure for our own disease. If your body is able to go and help with that scientific study, do it, because it's only going to help thousands of others in the long run. But it's also going to help you. There's things that I didn't realize when I was first diagnosed that I wasn't able to do versus being on all the medications that I'm on now, that I actually feel 3 times better than what I was when I was diagnosed. And even if you're afraid, talk to the doctors about it and let them know what your concerns are and have them give you a different ratio of what the pro and the cons are. I'm here for support, and I'm here to go and try and bring out as much awareness to this disease as I can possibly go and do. I want a place to where we can go and not only show our support to other patients like ourselves, but share that awareness and where we can go, what we can do to go and bring the awareness even further than just sitting there bickering back and forth with one another. So Tiffany Gunderman and myself created the Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness and Support Group here on Facebook. And it is open to anybody from a patient to a caregiver to a friend who is willing to go and be supportive. And I try to bring out all of the topics of the studies that are taking place, like the conferences and everything. You do your podcasts and stuff on there so that we can try to go and make a big, huge family out of it. And we try to go and give as much support as we possibly can by doing our research and our homework and being able to go and give our own advice because of what we've been dealing with, but it's not medical advice. And I think it opens up their eyes a little bit more because everybody knows what we're all going through and they can all openly talk about it. Tiffany and I decided to go ahead and get that started. When we first started out, we only had a total of 15 people that started coming over, and then they started adding, and it's going to be 5 years this June. And we have close to 2,200 people. So, yeah, I can actually say I feel really good about being able to be there for everybody and help when they need to have the help and direct them in the right area to where they need to go if we can't give them sound advice. I mean, we can't tell them, oh, well, yeah, here, you need to go try this med or you need to try this med, because we're not doctors. All we can say is what our experiences are. And I really like that because it's sort of like how my little slogan is on there, where strangers become friends, friends become family. The one key thing that I go and I try to tell everybody who is new, or who is there to support a family member or their child even, is to don't give up hope. The one thing that we want to do is let them know that there is hope, because all of the medications that are out there, something will be able to assist. It may not be what they're looking for right off the bat, because we know that medicine is not a miracle worker, but you have to work with it. But there is hope. There is a lot of places that we can go to get the support that we need as far as doctors are, and that we're all here to lend a helping ear and a shoulder. My name is Janice, and I'm aware that I'm rare.